Hi, I'm Alan Mandel from Empire State University, and I'm really happy to facilitate this opening session where the topic is mature-aged students in transitions into new careers to welfare professions. That is being done by two of our colleagues from VIA University College in Denmark, Mette Beck and Charlotte Troxlin. And we welcome them very much. And what we'll do is Charlotte and Mette will probably present for close to 25 minutes, and we will leave 5 minutes for your questions at the end. So thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And very welcome to you also. It's very overwhelming to see a lot. We have expected 5 or so. So it is really great. I'm Mette, and I'm also a teacher at Teacher College in Denmark, University College, and this is...
Yeah, and I'm Charlotte Troelsen, and I'm an associate professor at VIA University College, and I'm a researcher too. And I'm here with you, Mette.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll start. And the agenda is shortly that we will tell a little bit of the background and the context of our research, and then also a little bit of our research question and methods, and then go down to see some topics about career choices, and professional identity, and then hopefully also some questions for you. The background and context, you can say that like many other countries worldwide, Denmark is facing a serious problem. Lack of labor within the welfare profession in the public sector, lack of employees in the field of health, of education, care, and social work, areas that we can call the backbone of the development of the Nordic welfare state. Traditionally a trusted group of employees, ensuring the stability at the state, and along the road establishing a public ethos, a special morality aimed at serving the need of the citizen at the state. And in that regard, also developing a special professional identity as such. And now, not so much. Or at least welfare professions are under pressure. And a result of this, trade union protest of different kind. A perfect storm, you can call it.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about merit-based educational programs. All the students we are talking about today are mature students. They have all been through a recognition process, a validation process, to get access to merit-based programs. And the validation process has shortened their educational program about a year compared to the original programs. The merit-based programs aim at mature-age students who either already hold an academic degree or are students who have a high school exam and several years of practice experience. The mature students have a common desire for a career change. Yeah, næste.
And our research, our focus is, as you can see, mature-age students' perspective in various ways. And our aim with this project is to provide an insight into the transition experience of individuals as students making a career change into a new profession. How do mature students navigate the transition to new careers and education within the welfare area? How is it possible for them to combine their life experience with new knowledge and skills? And can we, as an educational institution, learn of these experiences to support these students and recognize the unique challenge that they face during the transition period? So our research question is, what motivates the adult students to make a decision regarding new direction in career and education? And how do the students experience merit-based education? How do they interpret their situation in terms of developing a new identity? And the methods shortly is that we have had a survey, a very great and large one, but unfortunately with a very low response rate. On the other hand, we have some qualitative interviews with a group interviews and 2 students, and that brought us away. Shortly about the interview, I'm not going down there, but you can see that we were interested in searching their way into the education. Why did they want to change their career, and why the welfare profession? And then we ask about their experiences in the education, how they experienced the teaching programs, the practice, the structure. And then we were especially interested in how they were able to combine their background into the new area, and then to make out a kind of transformative process to refigure their professional identity from one area to another. And then we were also interested in hearing about their visions and their intention with their new choices. What did they want to be with the new career?
Yeah, and I will point out some of our results. Understanding career with reference to Tristram Hooley, one can define career as a journey through life, learning and work. Career involves many changes, new direction or perhaps other path to follow. Career is lifelong, an ongoing learning process through life. It's also life-wide, day by day, and a constant process balancing learning and working life, family life, and interest. We are rarely doing career alone. We always have people around us to inspire us and navigate with us. The career is where we try to provide a life the best it can be regarding to the circumstances surrounding us, or trying to influence our choices and decision-making. Career are where you are and how we live our lives. Yeah, as you can see, here's a model inspired by John Krumbolt's career learning theory on career, choices, and decision-making. As you can see, it's a complex and dynamic, ongoing process. It's also a curly process, actually. According to Krumbolt's, our career's lifelong learning process influenced by 4 main factors. The first factor involves individual and personal aspects such as genetic factor, specific abilities or circumstances related to gender, ethnicity, or physical appearance. Environmental factors are those outside the individual control, including social, cultural, political, or economic conditions. These may include access to specific forms of support and resources. The third factor is former learning experience. Perhaps a person had had direct or indirect experiences that influence which potential educational path they consider or are willing to pursue. These experiences could be either less positive school experience or positive encouragement toward a particular job or field of study. The fourth or final factor is the problem-solving strategy possessed by individuals. It includes the approach to solving tasks, drawing on past experiences, whether positive or negative, and having confidence in their problem-solving methods, thus facing challenges with self-assurance. These 4 factors are indicators which influence the student's choice and decision-making, but in the process, choices are affected by external generalizations and internal assumptions about themselves. So, a career change decision is affected by multiple aspects regarding the mature student's approach to learning and problem solving. Does the mature student dare to embark on a career change, and are there indicators within themselves and in the environment that support this change? These assumptions highlight the interplay between learning, social context, intelligence, and self-efficacy in shaping career process. Our research indicates that changing career path is not as straightforward as it may seem, because jobs, education, and identity are closely intertwined. Therefore, we see that the choice has both internal and external aspects. The internal aspects of the choice involves the many individual considerations a new educational choice may entail. These considerations both revolve around envisioning oneself in the newly professional life, and it identify and being able to identify with the recent status entails. These reflections are necessary for becoming and identifying as a teacher or social educator. Some mature students' career change is influenced by having worries about the financial obligations in the personal life or trying to balance working hours. Therefore, the teacher or social education program may not necessarily be the first choice or the choice made from the heart. For others, switching to teaching or social education is a meaningful choice which becomes evident after life circumstances have changed or after mature consideration. The point, however, is that regardless of the reason for the career change, the process requires mental processing, where belongingness and creating meaning is essential factors. The external aspect of the choice involves the many arguments the adults must face concerning societal expectation. The choices need to be justified and confirmed in interaction with society. External questions can create uncertainty or doubt, conversely affirm significance and relevance of the choice. The internal external aspects of the choice and are subjects to continuous negotiation and are an ongoing process throughout the educational journey. And here is a quote from one of our students in our research program. The quote shows the journey of career and some thoughts through the process. The student explained that one choice was right when she was younger, but now she's in a new place in life and balancing family life, working life, interests, social life, etc. The student is a former tailor, which was a cautious choice when she was, even though she thought she probably wouldn't work with it for her entire life. The career change is a deliberate choice where she wants to be have better opportunities for the future in terms of bringing education and pursuing other positions in life. A career is also about facing meaning in life. This statement indicates the lifelong and life-wide perspective. What are the meaningful choices to consider? Yeah. We have created an overview of 5 typologies. Each represent larger group of students' career learning. My colleague Mette will shortly elaborate on the part concerning professional identity development. I will here tell more about how difficult a choice and decision process entails. As you can see, the 5 typologies have different reasons to participate in either the teaching or social educational program. For some, the main reason are theoretical ambitions, and for others, to do a difference for the children or for the disabled grown-ups. Some have a lot of working experience, others not. A career transition from one profession to another can be both confronting and sorrowful. It can also constitute a search for a meaningful working life. As a significant criterion for a successful career transition is that the student find meaning in the new study and the self-understanding. Yeah, and it's you, Mette.
And in the question of professional identity and how you develop one, we have a model here that indicate there's 5 different aspects in the process. And we have used this model to applicate to the situation about the mature student. I will not take every bubble, but take 3 out. The first is, of course, who am I, and what do I bring into the profession? Consideration about own background and qualities, potentials, and so on. There's also about where have I met the profession in daily life. It could be several ways of to be inspired by friends, parents, or whatever. But the third one, my former education skills knowledge, is the way that Charlotte talked about, where the consideration and reflection is arrived. Because how do my former knowledge and skills correspond with the demands and the requirement in the new profession? How is it possible for me to recognize myself and use my skills in a new way in the new profession? And that is an area to be considered and make room for reflection also with the adults, students. Own experience, yes. First-hand experience, always good. But finally, the sense of belongingness is a very important one because it emphasizes the importance of possibilities for establishing social relations among the students. How is it possible for me to identify and feeling connected with others, and at that way identifying myself in a new way to transform the identity. And short about the identity, in the Nordic countries we operate with 2 different kinds of professional identity, an I and a we. An individual way of thinking, how am I, who am I in the profession and what bring I with me, the life story, but also a collective one. Who are we? And the we is how the collective in the profession define themselves. But there are also another way to define the professional identity. Who are they? External defined by others in the society in terms of status, power. And there we are back to the start that welfare jobs are not that highly stated as it was. We have found out that the transformative identity and the focus on our research is that to investigate and help the students to redefine the professional identity from one area to another. So this is the last slide, a very complex one, but the situation is how do mature agent students request also some perspective to how we can support the mature student. We have a model that is in a continuum. We have freedom and flexibility. They ask very much about freedom and flexibility due to their own background and their social life, but also transparency in the education. What do the education demand of me? And a very tight frame setting. So you can say it is a bit of a puzzle for the educational to plan education that gives the free room for the mature student to elaborate and redefine and discuss with each other opportunities to unfold and develop one's skills and interest, and also a scope for action. It led the question about how we incorporate and value the mature age students' life and work experience. We do think we do it, but we don't do it at all. So regarding the learning environment, that fostered individual and collective learning processes towards the development of a professional identity and agency. And it is very important that it is both an individual and a collective learning process, because we know that in the social relationship, you are able to identify and redefine and talk about what is the next way, because we always is in a transformative process. So it also allows, provide and encourage the autonomy and the competence of the mature students to be able to take professional judgment and decision. And that is also a very important thing that emphasizes that the room we make for the studies and the way the students have a way to interact with the education and the teachers is very important. And at last, the facilitates exploring learning discussions among the students should be a part of the way we build up education. And perhaps it will give some questions for you. Otherwise, we have also 3 here.
Thank you, Charlotte and Mette, very much. Sorry, the time is not on our side because these sessions are so connected to each other. But there is room for time to ask a question. So does anybody have a question for our presenters? Please. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It's hard. Yeah, sorry about that. Please.
As a very mature learner, I'm just curious, in your country, how you target and identify. So do you market to mature learners to come, or and also with the RPL process, how do they become aware? Is basically what I'm asking.
Ja, hvordan det BPL, hvordan det bliver egentlig evaluated in Denmark?
How it's evaluated in Denmark, or
No,
how it come access, or
yeah, so awareness. So as a mature student, I'm in business, I'm not an academic, and I find that the awareness of the RPL process and the awareness to mature learners is limited.
yeah.
So I'm just wondering, we find it by accident or somebody tells us about it, but there is no awareness program. So I'm trying to figure out in your country, is there an awareness program to encourage people to come in, or how do you identify them and find them?
Yes. You can say that we have, I'm going back, because this picture is actually from the government. and emphasize that you must go different way. You can start as a bachelor in law and then think it's not my way, or you can be whatever. So there's a awareness about to recruit people into various ways of jobs. Yeah.
I'm just following up, because that's part of the truth, or one part that is truth. But the other part is there is a lot of adults are going to our website, for example, or perhaps a family member, a colleague, or a union member are pointing or pushing the adult to the educational program. So it's one place where we can do a lot better in Denmark to provide knowledge about how to get access to these programs. Yeah.
Thank you.
Are there other questions? I have a question for you guys, which is, sorry, I'll do it this way. I don't know if this is the case in your countries, but in the United States, there's tremendous burnout among people who do these kinds of jobs, like teachers and social workers and really demanding jobs. And I guess it would seem to me a really interesting piece of research to say, are these mature students who switch more likely to find meaning in their new jobs and stay in their new jobs, or do they get discouraged quickly because they haven't found the meaning that they had hoped for?
Yes, that's very correct. And I took this slide on. The last two, one retaining graduate and hired professional in the profession, is a hard one, and also older professionals are also leaving the profession, their own profession. But it doesn't mean that we don't have enough educated. They seek to go to other areas to use their education than in the welfare public connection.
Yeah, and if I may add, there is an neglect of knowledge about this group of students, because the educational programs think they are capable to navigate because they are adults, because perhaps they have an academic educational degree or something like that. But in the research, a lot of the adults comment on that point because they got the same difficulties being new learners. And they have to have an environment where there are counselors that can support the uncertainty and to talk about it's okay to have doubts sometimes. And sometimes you also have to be with other grown-ups, with other mature students who have the same difficulties and struggle by getting in a profession. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, please, very quickly. Yeah.
No. the short one. The short one. The big one, no. We have assistant types, and assistant who want to further education to become a nurse, for example. So there's a step way. If you are in an area but want to have more responsibility or gain more money or something like that. So, yeah, but not so elaborated.
Thank you to our two speakers. Wonderful presentation. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.